we good?
Yeah.
We are
All right.
live. Yes.
Wow. December the 8th.
I know.
Wow.
Seems like it's been forever since we've been on.
I know.
Why is that?
Why is that? We went on right before Thanksgiving.
We did. So 2 weeks.
But Thanksgiving feels like it was a month ago.
It
I
does.
don't know why that is.
I don't know.
And now we're aiming right for Christmas.
Yeah, I know. We're not that far away.
I know yesterday was infamous.
Yes.
Was the infamous day.
It
So
was. Yes.
this day is, I don't know, it's the day after infamy, but I'm not sure what we would call it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Special day, that's for sure.
Yes.
It's a special day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Well, I hope you all are doing well out there. We've had some interesting weather over the last couple of weeks. We've had some cooler weather, and then we
Then
also
some warmer
had,
weather.
Yes.
felt like we were in Indian summer here
I know.
for a while. You know,
Very
we're just
strange.
70 degrees out there. Probably just enough for us to get sick, which is great, right? So, but we're glad you're all with us today. Excited to be back here,
Yeah,
live from the multipurpose room.
absolutely. And looking around the multipurpose room, it's different than last time, Tom.
Yeah.
Because we have all the beautiful ornaments hanging from the ceiling.
From the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in
It
here.
is very pretty in here, isn't it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
always like it when they.
We didn't have those last year because we were afraid they would carry coronavirus. Like the coronavirus could attach to them, so we didn't have them, and now they're just lovely.
Yeah, but now we spray them.
We go around with a gun.
Wipe them down every day.
Yeah.
All right, well, Lisa, let's see. We've got a
Okay.
trivia question
We
today,
do,
right?
we do.
Start
And
off
this
that.
one is from Francis Smith. So you're going to call Michelle if you know the answer.
Are we
And
going to
if-
tell them what they're going to win first?
it's,
Porta Vita from Italia. From Italia. The wine that makes a blend of Bianco 2013.
you make it sound so much more exciting.
You know, there's a cultural exchange between Texas and Italy.
There is.
Yes. At least there is in my mind. Anyway,
Oh, okay. So if you know the answer to this question, call Michelle 336-389-4103. Okay, the question is, what industry was responsible for creating our 4 time zones across the U.S.? What industry was responsible for creating our 4 time zones across the U.S.?
I think
This one was very interesting because I did not know this one at all.
I would assume it was Time Magazine,
It wa-
but I don't know. I hope I didn't ruin it.
It is not Time Magazine.
I bet it's a football reference, you know, red zone. you
Oh,
know,
yeah, the red zone.
Red zone, time
Yep.
zone.
No, it's not that
e-
either.
It's not either one of those?
No, no. Think of another industry.
Oh,
Oh, we might have had a caller.
Shell's going out the
But
door.
remember last time,
Right, we thought.
we had no
We
winners.
assumed that there was a winner, and it wasn't a winner.
It wasn't,
so-
so
We got
keep
together.
calling. If you know the answer, call.
Yeah, because
Right.
otherwise we're drinking this wine.
The way we're going, it may not make it to the end of the show.
We might need it sooner.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the coronavirus. Gosh,
Yes.
I know I say this every time. Isn't
Yeah.
won't it be nice when we won't actually have
I
to talk
know,
about the
I know.
coronavirus anymore?
Yep.
So, locally, we've seen a little bit of an increase in percentages, seeing a little bit more as far as hospitalizations, quite honest with you. Forsyth County went from, last time we were talking was 5.1%, and we're at 6.7% right now. Guilford's went from 7.1 to 9.1%. Don't go to, I'm sorry, did I say Guilford? I meant Forsyth. Went from 7.1 to 9.1%. So don't go to Forsyth County at this point. I'm kidding. So we've talked about this, and you know what this is, y'all. It's the Thanksgiving holiday. It's just the families being together. We
Yeah.
still know that the Delta variant is very contagious, and it's still out there. And so we're seeing it happen here at River Landing. We've got 3 folks that we know of that are positive right now. 2 are staff members, and then we have 1 vendor partner that is positive. in all three cases, these are vaccinated folks. In all three cases, they have very mild symptoms. As a matter of fact, in I think at least one, if not two of the cases, they didn't even know they had COVID and just was like, oh, well, maybe I just should go get tested anyway. And lo and behold, they're positive, right? So, so we're going to have that, and the staff members, we have one. It was one on the independent side and one on the nursing side. So, our visitation hasn't changed as far as the nursing home side of things. So in the healthcare center, and we're not doing anything in particular other than, obviously when somebody's got COVID and they're positive, they're our staff member or our vendor partner, they're out of work for a period of time. So that's all continuing. That hasn't changed. But we're seeing in this throughout the state, the daily percentage is ranging anywhere from 7.5% to 8-9%. Like I said, we did see a little bit of a pickup in hospitalizations. The one good thing that I see is that we continue to drive up the vaccination rate across the state. 73% now of the adult population has been vaccinated with at least one dose. 69% have been fully vaccinated, so that's really great. I think the only other thing I was going to mention about the coronavirus is, some of you may be hearing about and reading about the Omicron variant that's coming out of South Africa. There's still not a lot of information coming out about that. It's been a little bit sketchy. There is some feeling that, I think that some of the worry was that it may have a way of being able to bypass the vaccinations that we've gotten, and so that's a little bit of a concern. But then I'm hearing other reports saying that it's not bypassing it; it's just that it's the vaccinations won't be quite as effective against it. And we saw that with the Delta variant. It was the vaccinations were 95% effective against the regular COVID, and then when the Delta came in, the percentage wasn't quite as high. Well, these variants, just, it's just, if you think about the science of it, they're going to be, the variants are going to work their way around the vaccinations that are out currently. So, I think there's a lot of questions still out there about it. I've also heard a little bit, and I'm hoping it's positive news, that the variant itself, the Omicron, is not as potent as the current Delta is. So we're just starting to come into the U.S. We're hearing about different states now reporting that they've had it. So it's going to be here. We're going to see some of that. It's going to just jump in with the Delta and with the regular COVID at this point. So, again, just trying to be careful as we're out doing things. And I think if there was a worry for me, I'm not worried about it at the moment, but if there was a worry for me, quite honestly, it would just be with the holidays approaching. And there's just more opportunity because we're going to be with a lot of family members potentially, and so there's always that concern that we might have more positive cases. So, but we'll have more information. We're going to be back on in a couple of weeks, Lisa, and I have a feeling that by then we'll have a lot more information about the Omicron variant. We could talk a little bit more about that, but. As of the moment, we're not making any changes to what we're doing at this point. We're not pulling back yet. Honestly, I want to try and, keep moving forward with the cool stuff that we've got coming up, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, so I won't get into that. But before we go any further, though, Lisa, we have a visitor that came into the multipurpose room today.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And we're about to bring her up onto stage here.
Nice.
So that you all can see her. So, Fanny Buxton, why don't you come on up here real fast? And we're going to have you come on up.
Like you were saying, it is a very special day.
It's a very special day. So, we're going to let Fanny come on up so everybody can see Fanny. For those of you that don't know Fanny, Fanny works in our dining area. She's one of the part of the back part of the operation, so you don't get to see her as much as you might some of the other folks that work in the dining. But if you go to the front desk a lot, you see Fanny all the time now, because she's delivering packages like probably 7 or 8 times a day right now, isn't it, Fanny? So today is a very special day, though, and the reason we wanted Fanny to come on real quick, and she's very shy, by the way, so we're not going to ask her to say too much here, but this is a very special day because today, believe it or not, is Fanny's 50th anniversary with Presbyterian Homes. So, 50 years. 50 years. So, Fanny, we joke about it all the time that you must have been 3 years old when you started, right? Because just you look so young still. Although I saw Bill Pleasant's giving you a hard time today about that. So, so how does it feel to be here 50 years, Fanny?
It doesn't seem like 50 years.
You
It
talk
doesn't
to
seem like that long. It doesn't seem like 50 years.
Oops.
Oh, let's turn it
Maybe
on
push
for
that
her.
one time.
Hold on, we got a technical.
Now.
There we go.
All right, try now.
It doesn't seem like 50 years.
Yeah. It doesn't feel, I'm sure it doesn't feel like 50 years.
It does
so,
not.
Yeah. And you talked about it, I will remind you a little bit, you were talking about it upstairs about, I was asking you to kind of, what were your thoughts about having been here 50 years, and you were saying about how special it was about being a family. And
Yes.
And it's, throughout all your years, no matter where you've been, whether Presbyterian High Point or here, you just always have felt like you've just been part of the family here. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to characterize that the wrong way, so. But we're not going to keep you, because I know you don't want to be up here. Fanny's really behind-the-scenes person, and she prefers it that way. But you know what? This was maybe a once.
It might
Yeah.
be the only time we
one
see
time
this.
ever that we ever get a chance to bring
Yeah.
up a team member here that,
If I can make it to 113,
you'll be up here
Yeah,
too.
You will be
yeah.
up here.
And we might have to have you in a hospital bed or something like that at 113, but Fanny,
Congratulations.
I know I speak for all of us when I say
Yeah.
thank you so much for 50 wonderful years. And you're not planning on retiring anytime soon, right? You're going to be around with us a little bit longer,
I'm
right?
going to be around a while.
All right, so
Yeah,
she's still going to be
good.
around, so, we'll see if she makes it to 100. I told her, I said, if she can make it to 100 years, that'd be great.
yep.
And she said, no, I don't think that's going to happen, but thank you, Fanny, and thanks for coming in and being part of this. So,
Thank you.
if you all get a chance to see Fanny, make sure you say hi to her and make sure you congratulate her on 50 great years.
Very good, very good.
Thank you, Fanny.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, really, it may never happen again with
Yep.
our organization.
Right.
I'm
might
trying
not.
to think, Lisa, we have another employee that I think has been the closest is 37 years?
I think so.
37? I think it's Sandy has been here 37 years with the
Yeah.
organization, but
Could we start grooming some kids from Shepherd's Way? Maybe go ahead and hire them at 3?
well, we were just kidding with Brian.
Yes.
Brian could almost actually make 50 years and
He
still be an
could. The
employee here,
potential's
so.
there.
When I said Shepherd's Way, why did you immediately think of Brian?
I don't know why. It just kind of went there, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe because they both start with an S.
That's it.
Brian Stroud, Shepherd
Yeah,
Stroud. Okay. I don't know, but yeah, that was just cool.
Absolutely.
It was pretty neat. We'll share this. We had a nice, really very nice flower display for her, and Bill Pleasance, who is now the retired president of Presbyterian Homes, was here because he really wanted to be here. He's got a great appreciation for Fanny and has a great relationship with her. But he brought her a card that was a homemade card, and it was probably, Lisa, it was about
Oh, it
this
was big.
right?
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what the front of it said, something about Fantastic Fanny, 50 years or something like that. And then you open up the card, and there are 50 $1 bills in there that are stuck
It was really
taped to the
neat,
card. It
yeah.
was very cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
We were giving him all the credit, and then he had to share with us. No, it was really his wife.
it was really Sarah Joe, right?
He's a smart man.
He
a smart man. We'll recognize her again next year when we do our Employee Service Awards banquet. We'll recognize her again at that point, and we'll have something a little bit more tangible for her at that point,
Yep.
obviously, from the PHI. But we just didn't want this moment to go unrecognized.
Right.
And 50
Absolutely.
years is a
Yep.
lot. So
Yep.
very cool. Okay, Lisa, where are we going from here?
Okay, let's give an update on the vaccine mandate, because we
Yeah,
just came up
'cause
to our
that's-
first date
yeah.
there of December 5th.
Yeah, so I know there's been a few rumors going around about what happened with staff members
Right,
leaving
right.
and those kinds of things.
How many did we lose?
Yeah, so, I've got good news and bad news. Unfortunately, we tried to give all of our employees as much time, our unvaccinated employees, as much time as possible to kind of make that decision about what they want
Right.
wanted to do. We had several staff members that put in waivers, whether they be medical or religious waivers. And we had a team up at our corporate office that kind of went through those. And quite honestly, some were approved and some weren't.
Right.
So we went and talked to the ones that weren't approved and still kind of almost begged them to go ahead and consider getting the vaccine so that they could stay. And, the reality is we did lose some staff members from this. We also had some staff members that were not even connected with the waiver that had said they just were not going to get the vaccine and did not want to put a waiver in. And so they knew that meant that they couldn't stay here. And
Right.
so, I just want you all to know, we talked individually to each one of those folks. We really were trying to, first of all, we were telling them that, we respect their right to make that decisions for themselves, and that, we weren't going to try and persuade them into doing anything that they didn't want to do. But, all told, Lisa, we figured out that we had about 10 staff members that left us. And so, that was sad, but we also told those 10 staff members that if things changed, that, they're once part of our family, always part of our family, that they could come back and that we would be glad to have them back at this point. So, so the result of that is now that we have, we are now down to the rest of the staff, minus a few of the waiver folks. The rest of the staff are vaccinated. So the rest of the staff have at least one dose of vaccine in them now at this point. And when all of that cycles through in the next 20 or 25 days here, we're going to have everybody else will have their second dose that needs to get a second dose. We will be 98% vaccinated as a staff. And so we will actually match what the residents are from a vaccination standpoint. So that's really great. When you think about it from a herd immunity standpoint,
Right.
you can't
Right.
do much better than that.
Yep.
And so that's really great that we're going to have that. And so, I don't know what else there is to say about that.
Let's take a few minutes and talk about vendor partners, because
Yeah,
that's going to be
thank you.
coming up next.
Yeah, so that's the next part. So,
Right.
we're through now with talking to all the unvaccinated staff members. So now it's just follow up with the ones that are partially vaccinated to make sure that they get fully vaccinated. And then the next phase of this is really to start talking to our vendor partners. And you might say, well, who are our vendor partners? Well, it are people like the beauty salon, the therapy team, our clinic, some of our clinic team. There's other folks like
Home
that.
health care people.
What's that?
Home health care people.
Home
that
health
come
care people that come in
Yep.
here and help residents
Right.
out.
Absolutely.
They're next, quite honestly, that we're going to start concentrating on. And so we've actually already started reaching out to them. Even the activity, what do we call the trainers and the activity folks that are in the wellness area that teach classes?
Like the instructors?
Instructors,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
The instructors,
Yep.
They're another group that we hire in from
right.
outside to
Yep.
come in and help us out. So there's a
Massage
lot of
therapists.
little fingers
Yep.
for those kinds of people all
Right.
throughout. One of the best things we probably did was back in January and February when we had our first vaccine clinic. We had enough vaccine that we invited a lot of our vendor partners to
We
come in and
did.
get their vaccinations here. And a lot of them
A lot
chose
did.
to do that.
Yes.
So, we feel pretty good that we really aren't talking about a lot of folks that are coming in here at the moment that are unvaccinated. When I say not a lot of folks, I really don't think it's probably much more than a handful, and it may even be a little bit less than that. But, the reality is we are going to take a very hard stance on that. We've been pretty much telling our vendor partners at this point that they have to be vaccinated in order to be here. We really want to trying to add that layer of protection over top of our community here, that bubble that we keep talking about. So we're working on that. So, the reality though there is that just like with the staff, we lost a few staff members, we could probably lose a few contract vendors. And they may be people that, are very popular
Right,
here
right.
as part of our contract vendors. And, that's a little bit of the price we just have to pay to be able to do that. But to me, from a peace of mind standpoint, we want vaccinated folks taking care of our residents, especially if they're providing direct care
Absolutely.
to our residents
Absolutely.
in some form or fashion. And so that's where we are. So that's the next step that we're working on at this point.
Yep. Okay, going away from the virus. Now
Yes.
we're at construction updates,
Oh,
which
yeah.
are much shorter now.
It's a different virus for the construction. Well, fortunately, the construction update has gotten less and less, right? So really, the only thing to talk about now that's really left, to
Right.
really be even talking about, is the balcony project.
Yes.
And so if you peeked in or walked by in the last week or so, you'll notice they've cut the new door into the offices that are going in. They have put up the framing now. They have put up insulation. And as a matter of fact, they're actually drywalling the offices at this point. So the electric and the plumbing rough-ins have all been done. They are fairly close to being done on the outside at this point as well. It's so much so that they feel like this weekend they're probably going to be ripping down the rest of the fences at this point on the outside. So we're just about done on the outside. The inside is got a little bit longer to go. We still think that there's a good chance that they're going to be substantially done by the end of the year. And, you know, it may take another couple weeks after that to get final approvals for being able to utilize those spaces and get furniture in and all that stuff. But the biggest hangup we were concerned about was the carpet, because the carpet is coming in on one of those cargo ships. And so there was like, oh no, are they going to be sitting out at sea for 6 weeks, waiting to get it unloaded? The good news is I just got an email right before we came down here today saying that the carpet has landed. It's actually in New York. And so they have high confidence now that we'll have the carpet when we were supposed to get it. So I feel pretty good about our time frame that we think we could be maybe back in by the middle of next month. And so, I think I can speak for Michelle and Lisa and I that we're really looking forward to moving back into
We
those
are.
offices.
Yep.
So, we talked about this, but we're going to have some change arounds. The marketing and sales team's going to move over where we are. They're going to be a part of that office complex that's there. Brian and Cindy and Sydney are going to move out where the marketing team is now. And I know Brian's very excited about that,
They're excited because they're going to be closer to me.
They're going to be close to Ken,
Yes.
which would be great,
Absolutely.
Some of Ken will rub off on them, which would be great, that's going to be good.
Uh-oh.
We are going to have to find some other way to talk about this other than balconies, because there are no balconies anymore.
There are no balconies, I know.
Yeah, so what can we call this? The office /
Yes.
something update?
Expansion.
Yes, something. I mean, there's no room for Juliet at all, I've looked.
Yeah, unless Juliet's running out on the roof of one of these two, right?
Maybe so, maybe so.
So, but it's nice to think about the fact that we're done. As a matter of fact, it was kind of neat. We were at a function yesterday. I was at a function yesterday for our society members, and Tim Webster was giving a little bit of an update about what was going on at the 3 PHI communities. Well, it really was, and also Friends Homes as well. He's like, yeah, Glen Eyre's under construction, and they're building this, and Scotia's under construction, and they're going to be building this, and Friends Homes is under construction, and they're doing this. And he goes, I purposely left out River Landing, because River Landing is taking a break right now. And I was like, hallelujah, we are. So
For sure.
we all need a break from the construction end of things. So anyway, that's, quite honestly, we probably will talk a little bit more about it again at the next meeting, but I'm hoping by the show after that,
Right. Shouldn't be much left
we should be
to,
saying we're done, or pretty
Right,
darn being
right.
close to done at that point. So
yep.
it's very good. And then, you've got it as a note here, but all the cart and walk paths are done now. And
Right.
Did a
right.
great
I've heard
job.
so many great comments from
Oh,
people
they look
about it.
great. Yes.
And we didn't, I don't know if you've got it mentioned here, but the luminary that we did on Friday evening was beautiful. And it
That
was really
was-
cool to do it with the new, the concrete that goes
It
around the
was.
pond.
That was beautiful.
Very
Yeah.
pretty. Matter of fact, we got a really great shot from, a picture
Rachel
from Rachel Dunn, which I don't know if we put that out yet on Camera Merger
We
yet, but I know
haven't.
it's going to
We
be going
haven't.
out at some
Yep.
point so people could see it. But from her balcony, it was her balcony, Ken. From her
There
balcony.
is balconies here.
It was a great
There
shot.
are some, yes.
That's where Juliet is. It's right there on the back.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's a great. That was really pretty event, and thanks to the chorus for coming in
And saving the
a little
night.
last minute to save
Yep.
the day, and we
Yep.
appreciate Tom and the chorus coming in and helping us out with that. It just was It was a very special evening on Friday
was.
evening.
Okay, we have some other news.
Go for it,
Let's
Lisa.
see. This just happened yesterday, so a lot of people maybe haven't seen them yet, but we have new Christmas lights up on the new trees as you come into Lynx Drive. So
Right.
those several that are right there by the gate area, the lights are beautiful. They're new LED commercial-type lights that should last us for many years. It's also that bigger bulb, so it's very nice lights. And that is compliments of the resident council.
Yes, it
So
is.
that was a purchase they made to enhance the community lighting.
Yep.
So I thought that was a great purchase. And just to remind folks, the resident council spends money on certain projects throughout the year enhancing River Landing. But that money comes from the proceeds from the gift shop.
Yes, it does.
So it's good to put a little plug in there for the gift shop. When you're buying those items in there, the proceeds come right back to River Landing to enhance our community here. So
It's a great point.
thank you to the council and the gift shop for making that happen. Dee's Salon, I know a lot of you use the beauty shop here. She has not done an increase since 2015 on her prices. And I think you all know prices right now, everything is higher. We know personally food costs are higher. Anything that you buy now is just higher. So the same thing has affected Dee's Salon. Her beauty shop costs are just that much higher. So we are going to be doing an increase as of January 1st, and I will have those letters coming out tonight to show you the differences in prices. And it's not huge increases, but enough to hopefully help cover some of their costs
Yes,
that have
Merry
increased.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
No, but really.
It's
she-
been a long time
She really has
coming.
not, she has really done her best to try and
She
hold down
has,
those
yeah,
prices.
yeah.
and,
She's
you know,
done a
she
great
just can't
job with
hold
that.
back any longer,
She can't,
so,
she can't.
yeah.
And we understand that. So that letter will be coming out today. Road work. We love to talk about road work, right?
We love it, love it.
So you all have seen, if you've left the campus here, there's some road work going out in front of us here related to the neighborhood across the street. So they're putting in some turn lanes, which will actually, I think, be a benefit.
It will.
To out there to
Once they're
help with the
done.
traffic flow.
Yeah.
But right now, we're kind of going through, it's a little bit harder to be able to exit and enter into our campus.
Yeah, the flagmen out there make it a little bit more difficult, and you gotta know when you're going, when you're not going.
Absolutely, yep, so be very careful out there.
Yeah,
We did have a police officer today that was helping with directing,
we did,
so I think that was helpful too.
yeah.
But just be careful if you are having to exit, especially between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., which
Right.
I know is most of the day. But just be really careful during that time,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, and I think we've been recommending you to try and go out at the gatehouse.
right, yep,
I think the
Yeah.
visibility's a little bit
A
better.
little bit better.
And it's a little easier to get out there as
Right.
opposed to,
right.
because they really are working right across from
They
Lynx
are,
there.
yep, absolutely.
And hopefully that's not gonna last too much longer here.
Do they think of the rest of this week, maybe?
I kept hearing that they hoped to be able to get it done this week, so we'll hope that'll be the case.
Yep, so that'd be nice to have done. We'll be having the Girl Scout troop here on December 11th, so that's Saturday, and also the next Saturday, the 18th, from 1 to 3 in the main lobby. And that is to help wrap presents. So, and the gift shop will also be open during that time. So if you need some last minute gifts to get wrapped with the Girl Scouts, you can purchase those.
There you go.
River Landing Bird Club is still looking for a new vice president. If interested, contact John Scroggins. The new vice president would be replacing Jim Burke. So thank you to Jim Burke for his time served, and he's a founding member of the Bird Club. He's very busy with some other commitments, including he is the second vice president of the North America Bluebird Society. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
he
neat.
does have his hands full, I'm sure, but, so still looking for a vice president here for the River Landing Bird Club. If interested, call John Scroggins.
Is there a requirement that blue has to be your favorite color?
It is not. It is
Okay.
not.
I just thought
And you
that-
don't even have to be, Jim Burke's really an expert
Yeah.
with birds.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have that same level of expertise.
Well, that's good.
Just be willing to
because-
learn, and yes, because it would be hard to find someone
Mm-hmm.
at that level. But just having that interest and the willingness to learn would be great attributes. Okay, we still have some names available for independent residents if they would like to spread Christmas cheer to our friends in healthcare. So if you'd like to participate, contact Brian Stroud. Gifts need to be wrapped and turned in to Brian no later than next Wednesday. So put a little plug in there for you, Brian. Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, we have a lot of upcoming events, so let's go through some of those. We actually have a last-minute event that is now on Care Merge, but tomorrow we have High Point Christian Academy coming. I believe it's some of their elementary students that are coming in that are going to do some outside caroling for us.
Oh, nice.
So this is really spur of the moment, so we're going to let you know here that tomorrow at noon, outside the main lobby, so right under our porte-cochere area, there will be a group singing, and it's really only like 5-10 minutes, so it's not anything long. So if you want to stop in for a few minutes, right around noon, main lobby, right around 12:15, Williams Village Pavilion, and then the last stop they'll do is 12:20, 12:25, Niblett Court, and then they'll head out of the community from there. So that's their goal, and you know it's students, so getting students on the bus and to places and all that good stuff, give or take a few minutes,
Yeah,
right? I think
right.
we've all dealt with that. We may say exact times, and then it gets changed a little, so that's our best guess at this point. Also, tomorrow is another big day for us, tomorrow
Yes.
evening. It is the annual resident Christmas party, which very excited to have. It'll look very similar to how our parties in the past used to be before the pandemic. So the pre-function starts at 4 o'clock in the multi-purpose room and also the tea-side room to include eggnog, spiked or unspiked, sparkling wine, shrimp, cheese and crackers, so some hors d'oeuvres in these areas. And then you do have to make reservations for this event. So once your reservations are ready, we'll lead you into either the overlook up at the clubhouse or the water's edge here down in the main building. And reservations start at 4:30 and go until a little after 7. But for the main meal area, there'll be a carving station and some wonderful heavy hors d'oeuvres, desserts, all those good things. So it will be a fun night.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll have some Christmas entertainment in
Yes.
both the venues, so that will be good as well. So
Yeah, it should be fun.
it should. I'm looking forward to it.
The Christmas
Yeah.
party is always a blast.
Yep, absolutely.
And we have some making up to do for last year.
Yes, we do.
So-
Yes, we do. Yep. And also, if you're driving to the main building here to have your Christmas party in the main building, we do have valet service available. So you pull up under the porte-cochere, and we'll take your vehicle from there, and we hope to return the same vehicle to you when you get ready to leave. That's always our goal. We have this basket full of keys.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know, that's the problem.
But that's our goal, is to get it back to you.
You know, it might be your way of actually upgrading your vehicle. Who knows?
It could be.
We also have Ubers available for people who have too much spiked eggnog.
We do,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
do.
yeah.
You're right. We can make that happen too. And as a reminder, tomorrow night, the pub is closed that night, so we will not be serving any other alcoholic drinks up at the clubhouse. It is the sparkling wine and the eggnog, spiked and not spiked. And also the bistro will be also serving just the Christmas party meal that night.
Right.
So won't be the extra things open.
Right.
So just good reminders for that. Let's see. And then Friday, it's another big day.
Yeah, it is.
So we celebrate with our staff during the day, and we have a nice meal for them and all that good stuff. And then at 4 o'clock, the residents come and present a gift to our employees. So they are excited about this, and we can't wait to have everybody all together again. Last year, we were not able to do it in a big group like we usually did.
Right.
So it'll be nice this year to have residents come in at 4 o'clock. We'll start the program, and we'll invite our employees to come up to this stage here and receive their check from one of the resident council members. And then maybe they'll say a few words and all that good stuff, but it makes for a great afternoon for us. And that will be here in the multipurpose room as well as on 1390. because we know some of our healthcare folks will not be able to come over and see it, and some folks may want to watch it from their homes. So it will be broadcast as well.
This room can get a little crowded on
It does
that.
get crowded, yes.
Usually we have quite a few staff members that are here.
We
They get
do.
very excited about getting the gifts from the residents, and so, but there's a lot of energy in this room.
Absolutely.
For that
Yep.
event, and that's
Yep.
coming up fast. It's
Yep.
Friday, it's hard to
I
believe.
know, I know, 2 days.
It's actually almost exactly 2 days from now.
Yep,
we still
yep.
doing that,
So very exciting. Okay, join us in the Fitness Center on Saturday, December 11th, 2:30 p.m. for a special Saturday edition of Drums Alive. So I have heard this is like a huge thing here.
Yeah.
Like 35 to 40 people come to it, so that's pretty amazing. So there's a special on that on this Saturday. And then next week, River Chimes. Join us for River Chimes for an immersive concert experience. The director is Rod Winther, the Chimers, and some very special guests have a wonderful concert planned for the community in our Wellness Center gym on Tuesday, December 14th at 7 p.m. So that's a little different for us, being that it's in the gym. So December 15th, next week, we have at 4 o'clock, Jill Lindstrom and Joanne Least. They will be doing a Christmas performance of the century. They'll get your foot tapping and even get you singing along to their wonderful program comprised of traditional hymns and classic carols.
That should be great.
Yeah, that should be super. And then at the end of next week, we also have our holiday drive-throughs. So that's going to be a big deal for us here. On Thursday, December 16th, from 6 to 8 is the Children's Home Society drive-throughs, where the foster families will bring in their foster children and come through the clubhouse. It's all drive-through. We'll have Santa and elves and refreshments and all those good things for everybody. And to thank you all that helped with this project, you all donated enough money that each foster family will get a $100 Food Lion gift card,
Wow, that's amazing.
and all the children will get 3 gifts apiece.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's pretty amazing. So thank you all for your contributions toward that and support of that. That's amazing.
It is
so,
amazing when you think
yep.
about it.
Yep.
And these foster children, I don't think people realize how big a deal this is to them.
Right,
And the
right.
families. That last year, when they got their
Absolutely.
gift cards last year, the families were blown away. They
Yes.
had no idea they were going to get
Yes,
that.
no.
So
And we had several even send us thank you notes.
Yeah,
That was pretty amazing.
it was pretty amazing.
So, yep. And then on the 17th, the Friday, that's the River Landing families and friends can come. So make sure you invite your families and friends to drive through. We'll also have Santa at the clubhouse and refreshments, and maybe leave the campus here with a goodie as well. So should be a fun night for us. Okay, I just have one question, Tom.
One question,
Okay.
okay?
When will the Fast Pass option for the gates be available to our family members?
All right. Well, I think we got good news about that, right?
Yes, we do.
You want to share with them?
Yes. So we are aiming for the first of the year. We're going to be putting out a notice related to how to get one, who can get one, all those good things. So look for the first of the year. We'll be putting out an announcement about that.
Yeah.
So it's coming. It's coming.
We'll have all the rules and regulations that go along with that.
Absolutely.
Because, as
Yes.
you might guess, there needs to be some stipulations with that. If they're going to bypass our
Absolutely.
screening process at
Right,
the
right.
front gate, then we have to be assured that they're vaccinated at this point, right?
Absolutely. So that will be a requirement.
That'll be a requirement to get the
Yep.
fast pass.
Yep.
Kind of makes up for the construction out on Sandy Ridge. If they got to go slow out there, they could go fast through the gate.
That's. Well, quicker.
Well,
I don't know about
quicker.
fast. Fast might not be the
Yeah.
word I would use. We like those arms very much. We don't want to lose the arms
Yeah,
on our
yeah.
security gates.
We can call it a quicker pass, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay, now we're to Ken. Do you have anything for us?
Oh, yeah, I've got some cartoons.
Okay.
Actually, yes, some of these are a little dated because a couple of the first ones are about daylight savings time.
Oh,
you know,
well, that's
which I
okay.
love, but yeah. This one says, if you can't read it, says, it's pitch black out. What time is it? Is it midnight? It feels like midnight. He says, it's 5:27 p.m.,
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
which is exactly how you feel
Yes,
after.
true.
Well, you're not kidding.
Cool, the sun sets at 5 p.m. now and everyone's a lot sadder, but at least we got to sleep an extra hour that one time.
One time. That's looking at the bright side of things.
Yes. My potted cactus died. I am literally less nurturing than in the desert.
That's
I
bad,
feel
isn't
bad
it?
for them, don't you? If your cactus dies, that
Yes,
really is.
that's bad.
You know, do y'all get a lot of calls about extended car warranty?
Yes.
Yes,
all
Okay,
the time.
This next picture is a picture of what happens when someone finally gets the extended warranty. This is all the call center people jumping up and down and hugging each other.
Oh, my gosh.
They get turned down so much. I feel so
bet.
bad
I wonder
for
how
them.
many people do it.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Okay. They said bring a dessert and a game to the party. That's a cake.
Oh.
I don't think that's exactly what they had in mind.
That's bad.
I
Yuck.
know, yeah. I went to the grocery store today, had to pay for food and then prepare and cook it myself. 0 stars, would not recommend. I understand that's how they used to do it way back in the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
I love you so much, I can't live without you. Is that you or the wine talking? It's me talking to the wine. All right. Oh, now you'll like this one. Me yelling representative to the automated customer service.
That's a hysterical picture. Look at that. That's funny.
Okay, now we're getting to the corny portion. What do you call a man who drinks and falls off his horse? A wine-stoned cowboy.
Yeah, that's my humor.
Yep. The perfect man gets up at 5 a.m. every day, makes his own bed, cleans his room, exercises every day, doesn't touch alcohol, helps out in the kitchen, is always punctual, hits the bed at 9 p.m. sharp. Where can you find a man like this? In prison.
Well, there's probably some truth to that.
Yeah. I now know how it will all end for me. One of my kids will unplug my life support to charge their phone. No, it could happen.
Wow.
Yeah, so I hope they don't ever make those plugs the same.
Yeah, I hope not. An old man picked me up. I told him, kiss me and I'll turn into a princess. He stuck me in his pocket and I said, aren't you going to kiss me? He said, I'm 85 years old. I'd rather have a talking frog. And I love this one. This is Kentucky Fried Chicken's witness protection program.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you see the chicken with the stilts in the
Yes.
middle?
Wow.
No
That's
one would
great.
ever find them there, I don't think.
Wow.
That's funny.
Okay. Lance is an uncommon name, but in these days, but in medieval times, people were named Lance a lot.
Oh,
Oh my. You left the seat up. Did you hear me just fall in? Yes, I came to flush. Oh. Now, have you ever heard of these fancy bidet toilet seats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's a guy who got one. My wife wanted one of them fancy bidets. Merry Christmas, honey. Can you see there's a little hose?
got a garden hose.
Oh, my gosh.
Probably not what she had in mind.
Probably not.
Probably not hooked up to the hot water either.
Hey, the two pigeons looking at each other. Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh.
It's a little boy down below the snow with his mouth open.
Oh. Some of these are bad, Ken.
I know. Well, that's all
That's
for
funny.
today.
Wow.
That last one, oh, that was great. They were funny.
Yeah. Woo. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Speaking of which, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, that's a good question. I really like the Jim Carrey Grinch movie,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah.
because he is so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
fantastic with those kinds of parts.
Yep.
Yep, It's a Wonderful Life is my sort of classic
Yeah.
favorite. I kind of liked the Santa Claus with
Yeah.
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Yep.
How about you, Lisa?
Christmas Story and National Lampoon, we've already watched each
Yeah.
one of them,
Yeah.
so already this season. I love both those.
You know, those are all good. You know, there are two more that I know that people seem to like. Is a lot of people like to watch Elf.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
Will Ferrell.
Yep.
And there's some funny, I have to admit, there's some pretty
There
funny
is.
parts in there. But, you know, my favorite is Scrooge.
Yeah.
We watch
Okay.
that, traditionally, we watch that on Christmas Day every
Okay.
year. with
Now,
the
which
whole family.
version?
So we like the one, let's see, I'm trying to remember the name of the actor. I think it was 51, the 1951 version,
Yeah.
but it's.
Black and white
Yeah.
version, yes.
Actually, now they have it, they colorized it, so each year we decide, are we gonna watch it in black and
Black
white
and
this
white?
year, or are we gonna watch it in color this year?
How depressed do you want to be, or?
Yeah, right, but we love it, so.
Yeah, it's
that's
good.
Alistair Sim, it's the one with Alistair Sim in it, so.
Mercedes even has a car commercial now using that whole deal about
Oh, do they?
Scrooge, yeah. The past, the present, and of course the
Oh,
future.
yes,
is
I've seen that.
their electric
yes.
car, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, great,
Yeah.
great movie.
Good memories, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Lisa, do we have a winner from our trivia?
We do. So the question was, what industry was responsible for creating our 4 time zones across the U.S.? So the answer is the railroad industry. I mean, did either of you know that?
Well, I think I saw a documentary on that once
Oh.
before and realized that when they were putting in the railroad system, that
Mm-hmm.
they had to change it to time zones. But I wouldn't have made the connection
Sure.
until I saw the answer, but yes, I think
Yeah.
I knew that.
So that was a great question from Francis Smith, so thank you for sending that. He also gave some extra information here. Efficient rail transportation demanded a more uniform timekeeping system rather than turning to the federal government of the United States and Canada to create a North American system of time zones. The powerful railroad companies took it upon themselves to create a new time code system. As of 11:59 a.m. on November 18th, 1883, U.S. railroad schedules kept track of more than 300 local time zones, determined by each town's specific solar noon. But at 12:01 p.m. that same day, that number shrank to just 4, as trains officially began running on a new standardized schedule. These new time zones called Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
How about
Is
that?
that not crazy
Yeah.
how that changed
Yeah,
just
that's
like
pretty
that?
neat.
I
Yeah.
could have sworn it was Time Magazine, but
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
oh well.
It wasn't. It was the railroad.
So who was our big winner?
So the winner today is one of our frequent watchers of this show, Howie Zweifel.
Oh,
Howie.
So congratulations, Howie. So he is,
Porta Vita, Italia, yes.
oh, we can always count on him watching.
Yes.
So, yep, frequent watcher of us, so.
Well, very good. I
Yeah,
think that ends
yeah.
our show.
Yes, it does.
You know, it is a good time of the year, you know, when we start getting close to Christmas and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you get to Thanksgiving, you start really being thankful for, you know, so many things that we have.
Right.
We've been blessed with so much in this country, to be quite honest with you. And unfortunately, sometimes we take that for granted. I know I do. And every once in a while, it's nice to be reminded that, you know what, we need to be thankful for what we have. I mean, and
Absolutely.
we've really been blessed here. I mean, we've got a
Yeah.
beautiful community. We've got great
Yeah.
residents. We've got a great staff. And,
Yeah.
you know, just a lot of really good things that are going on here. And we're about to get a nice break from construction and renovation as we hear the hammering going on next to us here. And so, you know, we're very excited about that. But this, you know, there's so much to be thankful for. I do, you know, I think my heart's kind of go out a little bit to those who have lost loved ones this year. The holidays are a little harder for them this year,
Absolutely.
not having the loved ones there for their holidays. And so we might want to all be kind of keeping those folks in our thoughts and prayers. But, you know, there's so much more to be thankful for. And, you know, hopefully we have a thankful spirit as we go forward into the Christmas holidays. But
Absolutely.
Ken, we're thankful for you.
Thank you.
We really are.
Good to be here.
You add a lot of life to our community, and you know, your cousins. I don't know what to say
Yes.
about your cousins, but you know, it just makes for such a fun and festive time. You know, those reverse raffles. I look forward to those things every single time
Yep.
because they're just so much fun.
They are pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy.
it's a lot of fun here. So.
We've got a limited number of days on this earth, and we're going to live them to the fullest.
Well, you know what? We need
That's
to do
true.
that. I agree with
That's
that
true.
100%.
Yep.
So, and we're not going to let the pandemic or anything else try and slow us down here. Hopefully, we can just kind of keep rocking it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, y'all, well, we love you. We hope you have a great afternoon. I think we're gonna get some rain coming up here. Look on the forecast, which is probably needed,
Yeah,
because we haven't had rain in a
sure.
long time.
Right,
So
right.
that's a good way to test to make sure that our construction is working, and we've been waiting for that. So that'll be good to know.
Hope so.
But we hope you all have a great afternoon, and Lisa, it's 2 weeks from today we'll be back
Yes,
on, correct?
yes.
2
Yep.
weeks from today. So have a great 2 weeks. We love you. We'll see you soon. All right.